Do you ever wonder how the tour pros swing it so good and hit it so far? Following on from the last video of where we went through some key objective tests using force plates on how the professional golfers measure the key physical components that are important to the golf swing. We're going to show you how you can improve those physical components of each test using exercises in the gym. The center of pressure test highlights how well we can maintain essentially pressure evenly distributed between left and right, and how that's controlled both front and back, side to side, and in a rotational manner. So in order to improve this, we need to focus on an exercise that allows us to have to really stabilize through the lower half, which is keeping the core stable and working up through the ground into the upper body. Start by taking a cable machine and placing it roughly chest height, maybe just below. The connector, I'm using a wide handle grip here because this allows us to have the hands roughly shoulder width, which just focuses on us having to stabilize through the shoulders and the core more. But you can use a different handle to get a similar output. All we're going to do is we're going to take the weight off, keeping it tight to the body, and we're going to try and adopt a very athletic setup. So that's very much feet shoulder width apart, slightly open, little bit of pressure and squat into the ground. And we're going to simply just press the cable slightly forward, so it's not on the body, but it's not fully locked out. Somewhere a quarter to half forward. From here, that cable's now trying to pull me out of position. I'm having to learn to stabilize my pressure through both feet and front to back. We're just going to hold this position for roughly 30 seconds with enough weight where we're really working hard to keep the shape and the body control. Once you've done 30 seconds on one side, make sure you repeat on the other side. In order to improve single leg squat function like we measured, we want to be able to do exercises that focus purely on strength and power of the single leg. Again, we could do a normal single leg squat just like the test, but we want a little bit more external load to be able to place to just force that body to have to adapt more positively. In this particular instance, we're going to use a box, and we're looking in the lateral setup. So we could do this face on, but in this particular instance, we're having to step up from the side. This is then promoting having to strengthen through the hip area in more of that side-to-side manner, going up, and then as we come down, you can see on that way down, we're almost creating a squatting motion. Starting with a box that's going to be roughly knee height. Ideally, we want to, when we place the leg on, we've got roughly a 90-degree angle. We're going to take just a single dumbbell in a goblet position, placing the foot to the side fully on the box. Enough room where when we go to the top, we can put the other foot on if needed. Staying as tall as possible, we want to feel like we're going to push through the heel. So we're not pushing out on the toe and leaning forward, we're pushing through the heel. We might need to feel like we go slightly down to go up. From here, we don't just want to step down and fall down, we want to be able to control that downwards motion, because that's very much like a single leg squat from here for as long as we can, keep it under control, and then repeat that same process. Aim to focus on 6 reps each side, increasing the weight as you go. As we know from the counter movement jump test, increasing positive takeoff impulse is the key component to more clubhead speed. In order to do that, we need to increase our vertical force power output. So the best way of doing this is through any form of jumping motion. However, we want to also go beyond what just jumping with our body weight, and we can do that using just a single dumbbell. Rule of thumb, take a dumbbell that's roughly 5 to 10% your body weight. From here, all we're going to do is take the dumbbell, holding it beneath us, so we're cupping it and holding it beneath us with the feet shoulder width apart. From here, we're going to create that counter movement jump. So what that should mean is we're not going really low and slow, we're trying to do this in a really fast springing motion, getting through the ceiling. So for example, as quick as possible, you're overcoming the extra weight of the dumbbell. So we're having to create much more force to basically take off. This is going to help over time to increase that positive takeoff impulse, which we know is better for clubhead speed. So tall, quick, explode. And we're only looking to do 6 repetitions here because we're developing that power output. If you're interested in going through some of these tests and in a more detailed fashion, understanding your own unique physical characteristics, understanding where you can improve on your physical capacity and how this can help your golf, you can come to the National Golf Centre at Woodall Spa, the home of England golf, to go for a full assessment and receive that unique exercise program after. Or if that's not available to you, there is the online option available through the app through this link here, where you can go for a smaller movement screening assessment and continue on the app doing the training programs available.